All right. So, good evening, folks, and good morning, depending upon which region you're joining us. Thank you for all the support. As you guys know, we just got hunted today on Product Hunt, and we are live there. So, feel free to join the discussion, ask us questions, and we are happy to help. Um, Today we've been like talking to great personalities in the respective fields, and now we have Sampan Kamble as well, who's kind of the innovation manager, and he's here to share his experience, both like from close range in terms of AR to other new age technologies. So Hardik and Sampan, please introduce and take on the floor.
Hey, I'm Hardik, and I work with Snehaal, building SuperFan Studio. And welcome, Sampan. We look forward to talking to you. So, Sampan and
Yeah,
I met a few months ago, introduced by common friends, and we've hit off very, very well.
yes,
He expects me whenever I am on a video call with him. He literally does not expect me to be without any AR filter
yes.
on
The
my
Dabang
face.
one, the Dabang
The
one is
double
coming
one.
to it. Yes,
Yeah, so he doesn't expect me, but hey, today is a day when we are all fighting for bandwidth. So I'm not on my filters.
fine, forgiven.
Over to you, Sampan.
So first of all, thank you guys for having me. I think it's great talking to you guys, and I really expect to learn also from the discussion as much as I can share. So just a quick introduction to myself, as Sneha already said. I work with Wavemaker, so I've been working with Wavemaker since 2016. I work in the innovations division, and one of my primary clients is I work on a multiple brands, but primarily I work on Netflix. So we've been trying to get new media and new platforms because Netflix being such a youth forward brand, we want to sort of get out of the traditional digital mediums and get that extra mile to reach out to fans and give them the experience that their content and their stories sort of give them. So this is how we met, and I think there's a lot of scope from an AR's perspective to really take that entertainment out from their screen and literally like just mix it with their reality, if I can put it that way.
Hey, thanks, Sampan. So yes, I totally agree with that. And what I would really want to understand from you is, as somebody looks after innovation,
Yeah,
how what does somebody really have to do to make AR as a part of their media plan? So just like you would do Facebook ads,
yeah.
or just like you would do Google ads, is has the day come yet where by if you've not done AR, your plan is not complete? Has the day
Hmm.
come there yet, or are we still a few years away from it?
um, I think I think the day has come, but the challenge we face a lot is getting the clients to realize that for them it is still something very noise. So that's a challenge I face personally because I think there are a lot of great campaigns being done globally or even in some other markets, but India as a market is very sort of resist change and they resist a new media as such, so it will take a lot of time for them to sort of adapt to it. But having said that, when a brief comes to me, I personally make sure that there is at least some new solutions that we provide them. And speaking about Netflix in particular, we've pitched, we've not had success with them yet, but they are open to things and they have done campaigns from their end with their global team. But somehow the team here, it also depends on the marketing people there. So I think they realize the potential of it. It's just that it, they are little reluctant to include it in their media plan. But I think that paradigm shift will come probably in the foreseeable future.
So hey, so yes, I think it is difficult. I think it's taking clients some time to
Yeah.
accept or get onto the AR bandwagon, but we literally really feel that AR is here to stay. Uh, if you can just help explain, right, as somebody who is at Wavemaker,
Hmm.
when a brief comes to you,
Yeah,
about saying that, hey, listen, we have this new movie coming out and we wanted to go ahead and make some innovation plans, or everybody wants to say, okay, what's new, right?
yeah.
How do you tackle that situation? How do you figure out what are the new ideas? What are the platforms that you look at? Is do Would you look at someday, say for example, not making a filter on say Facebook, but
Hmm.
actually getting it integrated with the Netflix app on iOS, on Android, using
Yeah,
ARKit, using AR code?
yeah.
uh, what are your thoughts around that those?
So I'll start from square one. Basically, whenever we get a brief, the immediate sort of action plan is to get the base right. So we have all our base campaign planning done, and then we try to top it up with some unique campaign routes or some solutions that sort of go over and above your normal media plan, but also get that extra mile of engagement or level of interaction with the consumers. So we tend to do that, and but if I speak of Netflix, the unique thing about this is it's all about stories and films and TV shows, right? So people are more uh, likely to sort of embrace the characters, the people from the show, because somewhere it's kind of expression of themselves. So if I like say Money Heist, I would proudly like flaunt something unique that Netflix as a brand is giving me, and it sometimes it's not just a post that I share. If there's a very cool filter that I can use, that sort of becomes one with me. I think those are the kind of experiences that we like to provide. Um, right now, I think the outlook of clients is sort of do it with social. They are not very open to do it with the Netflix app itself, because there's a lot of permissions involved in that. But I think doing it with Instagram and Snapchat, basically, because those are the platforms where people are playing around with filters or any sort of AR experiences anyway. मतलब नेटफ्लिक्स ऐप कोई नहीं खोलेगा ये सोच के कि ओके लेट मी फाइंड अ फिल्टर देयर, बट ऑन स्नैपचैट I know I have like a bunch of filters that I can use, and therefore if I place one there which gives me the mask from Money Heist, I would certainly love to like do that and share it with my people. So I think that's the route we take. uh, the success of it right now is like 50-50, but that's how we approach it basically.
Okay, and what would you say, as a marketing manager somewhere back at Netflix or some other place,
Yeah,
within your scope of work? Are they looking at, say, AR as a perspective to, say, win some awards? And because they won some awards, it's a part of their KPI, and because it's a part of their KPI, they're supposed to get some promotion.
yeah,
Has the time come yet where people think like that? I'm talking of very old days, right? When I was a part of a campaign which did sunscreengangofgirls.com, and it was a real huge thing back then, and I remember it almost winning most of the awards at an award function, and all of us were happy that we got recognition.
yeah.
Do you think there will be awards which will be with of this category, and when that happens, people will jump onto the bandwagon?
I think you make a very interesting point, because right now the thing is, uh, unfortunately, people look at AR purely from the perspective of if we do something that is so like forward and it's something new. They look at it from a perspective कि हमको award जीतना है, therefore we'll do, which I personally don't think is the right way. But if okay, if your campaign wins recognition, it also gives you exposure to a lot of new stuff, right? So that's how clients do think about it. Even agencies, I mean, I can speak for myself. Even in agencies, we definitely think कि okay, अगर अपने को we have to win MVs or whatever the award, we need to have something cool that that makes us look like we are thinking, you know future ready or something like that. And that's where then new technologies like AR or VR come in, and then we just do it for the sake of award winning awards. But I think there's a larger purpose to it, at least from a perspective where you can really be a part of someone's life through this as a brand also. And if you're doing it otherwise also, you can really and especially in these times where everything is virtual, I think it gives an extra layer of interaction between people. So I think there's a larger role for this to play, but people unfortunately don't realize it as of now.
And I have a question for Snehal, right? And I know Snehal has been, so for those who do not know, Snehal has been doing a lot of things in entertainment for almost like 3-4 years now. And Snehal, as a question to you is, let's say there is somebody like Netflix out there who is coming up with a show. What would you always want to tell them, saying that what is it that they should do to make AR a part of the strategy?
Uh, so yeah, I think one of the things as Sampan kind of touched upon as well, right? So today it's all just about like a immediate goal, which is that hey, I can win awards and certain things like that. But I think AR provides you that immersive kind of a thing as well, where it's not just about a single point experience, but the storytelling as well, right? So whether it's Money Heist, today you are the professor, tomorrow you
Yeah.
can be Tokyo or somebody else, and you are starting to be part of the content more from like a long tail than just saying, okay, hey, I'm just going to be having that temporary look and be out of it. Like this, avatar that I'm having, right? So instead of just a temporary thing, like I can use it for actually creating a character as well, right? So this is me basically when I'm having a bad hair day, like using a
Mm.
character to better represent and
Yeah.
taking care of the shortcomings on my face for whatever may reason, or like droopy eyes or whatnot, and for some reason this character keeps on blinking. So excuse me for that, for the eye twitch, but I think it's experimental. But yeah, I think that's the part that we'll see eventually, right? With majority of the ecosystem as well, right? It's not just about Netflix being ready; it's about the customers being ready as well,
Right.
right?
Right. And while that's a fantastic point that we all made, there's a very interesting question that somebody from the audience asked, and the question is, what type of content do you think would resonate with an Indian audience at this point of time? So, Sampan, would you ever want to be Gunjan Saxena, or would you want to be somebody from, say, Cobra Kai, fighting the LaRusso guys?
I think that's a very subjective question, because what content with sort of like to associate as it's basically am I visible? Oh, sorry.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, what on social, I think it's a matter of expressing how cool I am. Okay, and that sort of what content you consume is sort of like a reflection of how cool you are. Okay, so I think it goes hand in hand. So personally for me, I love watching a lot of I'm a superhero like geek, so I love watching a lot of comic books and etc. So that's an extension of my personality. So if tomorrow I do a Luke Cage, and that's something I would love to show off. So I think it really boils down to what uh, form of self expression the content gives you, and then if someone wants to be Gunjan Saxena, like sure, malab, they can. I would love to be, say, Daredevil or something like that. But yeah, so it comes down to, so I think the idea should be we should have something for all, and then everyone who wants to associate with something, they can just pick that up and then sort of do it.
And because you say you want to, everybody should have something. I want to ask you a very touchy topic. Uh, would you ever use AR filters and make some fun videos on TikTok or not?
um I TikTok. I've done something. I've not used TikTok as such, but I do use some. But I do it on a more like a personal level. So I have this. I okay. I just talk about it. So what I do is when we have calls within the office group, and sometimes it gets boring. So if there's a
Uh-huh.
video call, I just use Snapchat and just put filters and then share it with my friends. So that's something I do. I would necessarily won't put it on TikTok or IG, but I know I can make like a very funny looking. Uh, I put cat filters on my boss, and I just send it to my friends saying, "Hey, like." I made some memes. So I
that's
definitely do it. I
that's
don't
that's
pub-
that's very interesting.
I
That's
don't
that's
publish.
fun way to make meetings interesting.
I will send you, Mala. I have it. I
I
don't
would
publish.
want to see some inside scoop and then send it to your boss and tell him, hey, listen, next time you do AI, make sure we how do I say you do a lot of filters for every single
I
campaign you
do.
get.
I don't publish it because I want to keep my job. But
Of
yeah,
course.
it's there. It's there on my WhatsApp.
All
See,
right.
and
I
I think
think that's
one
what I had. And
question that
yes,
I would
yes.
kind of add in there, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is a question that we've been generally asking anybody joining us today, which is like COVID, right? There was a pre-COVID time, right now in the COVID time, and then we are going to have a post-COVID thing, right?
Hmm.
And one of the things we've realized, like these newer technologies, are also posing as that they didn't get attention earlier, and suddenly now they're in limelight because they
Yeah.
feel like you referenced as well, right? That virtual connection, because
Right.
now there's no medium of physically being there. So how do you make sure that connection happens? So have you seen those questions come up more frequent than what it used to be like in a pre-COVID time? And what do you see like happening things afterwards as well?
So I do. So what I've seen is people have just sort of migrated into those interactions. To give you an example, so I have a 6-year-old niece. So she randomly like video calls me, but whenever she video calls me, she does some kida and she always has like a background there, or she always has a filter. So I think even a 6-year-old is now knows that I'm not meeting my chachu for like months, so let
Yeah,
me just do this kida and just have that fun, because we don't meet and play like before. So that's her understanding of playtime now. So she'll call me every morning or whenever, and then she'll put on she knows how to use Snapchat. So she'll just put on some filter, and then during the entire call, she'll keep on changing filters. So as you Snehal also you also said that now, because of not physically meeting, this is just a level of fun that people have between each other. So I think
yeah.
that is some that for the lack of better word, insight is something probably brands can also use to uh, to create that experience and give their consumer the experience, which I think is happening, but not as much as we'd like it to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's always the concern of the accessibility, budget spend, the risk. Like sometimes people just want to use like the safe method or like the
Yeah,
safe strategies to make sure, yeah, this is just a safe period. Let's make sure we kind of get through that, and then we'll kind of, have additional budgets for things that work out of the box.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So whenever a brief comes, we have that base plan कि इतना तो करना ही है, we have to reach these many people, we have to
Yeah,
convert these many. After that is secure, then we'll do something over and above that is immersive and interactive and stuff like that. So yeah, you're right.
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I think that's it from our side. Do you have final words or summary that you'd like to share with the audience?
I actually would
For
like to ask you guys, what are you guys up to? Like Hardik keeps sending me stuff, I've checked out some of it, but this is the first time I have to both of you, so you guys can just tell me what's up, what's happening with Superfan.
Yeah, so essentially, I think with COVID, we realized that it's not about like serving each customer, but how do we kind of open that entire domain, right? Today, the hesitation was that hey, AR is non accessible. We don't know it's going to work or not. We might not have the budgets, and it's first of all very difficult to kind of get through. So I think with all those insights, we focused on building like the platform
Okay.
where it's not about like reaching out. It's a self-serve platform. You get on Superfan Studio. They're already pre-made, best design templates, both from us and our contributors. And all you have to do is just slap on your logo or change a few creatives that and it's almost like Canva for AR.
Oh, nice.
Um, and just go live in within few minutes rather than few days or few weeks, which used to be the early criteria. So I think we just wanted to kind of shorten that entire timeline and automate that process, and I think that's what we kind of began for. And then we believe AR is the next video, so we just kind of getting a platform ready for that, so everybody can try on early and join the AR train.
That's awesome.
All
Cool.
right, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this live. That's Sampan. Please reach out to him whenever you can. He
Thank
keeps
you guys.
posting a lot of stuff on Twitter, on
Yeah,
Instagram, on Facebook,
yeah,
so you can search for him. He's the only guy, so we don't call him Sampan, we call him Sam.
yeah.
Sam Kamble. That's how he's known as. And thank you, Snehal. Thank you, Sampan, for being a part of
Thank you
this
guys.
thing.
Thank you so much for
All
having
right.
me.
Appreciate you being here, and thank you all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you guys. Bye.